Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy, and today we're going to do another deep dive into the top 10, and this one's kind of interesting. The top 10 Bicentennial items. As always, I do not go directly in order the 10 highest on eBay. I do like to mix it up a little bit, and I didn't really focus on coins. There are some crazy high coins out there. I didn't focus on them. Why am I doing the Bicentennial? Well, because coming up in a couple of years, 2026, is the 250th anniversary of the founding of America. So I believe there will be a renewed interest in bicentennial items at that point. Might be a time that if you are a reseller, you go on out there and start scarfing up those items as you see them out there, because I think there is some money to be made. I think in about a year, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing those items popping and people starting to buy them. So if you're out at the flea markets, the estate sales, and you see bicentennial items, now might be the time to buy them. These are sales on eBay. And again, I try not to repeat. If a couple of the same type items sold, I'm only going to show one of them. Got a couple of bonuses at the end as well. And I'd like to preface this by saying this is one of the most enjoyable top 10 I've ever done, because I learned a fair amount when doing this. Kind of surprised me a little bit. The other thing to remember is this was kind of a manufactured, not that it was a manufactured holiday, but that a lot of the things out there were made specifically for collectors. So there are a lot of the things that are collector's items per se that actually did have sales. And it kind of gives hope to those of us out there that bought into the hype on various things, die-cast cars and the like. It's always said one of the least collectible things out there is anything with collector's items on it. This may prove that a little bit wrong. So coming in at number 10, 1976 DAR Daughters of the American Revolution Bicentennial Pin. This one for $511 at bid. A couple of other ones did sell in that range as well. So if you see this out there, it will regularly go for $500 or so. Person didn't give a size on it, unfortunately. That would have been something or other I probably, well, they did put a quarter in there, so maybe you got to subtract 25 cents for the final price. I don't know. Kind of interesting though. Coming in at number 9, this went because of the shipping, $74 shipping on it. I went for about $425 plus the shipping. J.A. Henkel's Bicentennial Etched Kitchen Knife Set, 93 of 1,000. And again, as I mentioned, a lot of this stuff was produced for the collector, as this obviously was. That being said, really, really interesting item over there. Really well done item. I mean, look at that. If you saw this out there at a sale, you definitely would know that there was something special about this. Now you know about how much it goes for as well. Just a nice looking item. I can't believe very many of those, if any, were ever used other than in an emergency. Just a nice looking item. Number 8, the official Bicentennial Paul Revere North Church Lantern. And again, it does have the little thing down over here explaining what it is. A couple of others did sell in this range as well. This was the highest price one at $579. The others did go just north of $500. Again, another nice looking piece out there, but made for the collector's market. So that's what you're going to find when you do find the bicentennial stuff, is it was basically made strictly for the collector's market. Coming in at number 7, I got to learn how to count. This was one of the most interesting things out there. Poulan 76 Bicentennial Chainsaw with Case. I had no idea at all that they would have done anything like this. Just look at that. Just very, very interesting item. Went for about $550. Again, another very interesting item. I guess the moral of the story is, well, they threw a red, white, and blue on about anything in order to try to make sales. And that if you do see the stuff out there, definitely worth picking up. Because, again, I don't know what a non-bicentennial chainsaw from that brand goes for. But for that to go for that kind of money, to me, is crazy. Coming in at number 6, new old stock Parker Bicentennial Desk Set, complete BP and pencil boxed, $600 plus shipping on that item as well. Another, nice looking item overall, aimed at the collector's market though when it was put out. Again, so another $600 item. Coming in at number 5, This was crazy as well. New old stock, that's what NOS stands for if you weren't aware. 1976 Schwinn Stingray Bicentennial Stars and Stripes Banana Seat bike in bag. $800 on that. I mean, if I were out at a sale and I saw it sitting out there for $10 to $20, I'd say, it's worth taking a chance on because it is new old stock. But $800 on that. And this is before the Bicentennial stuff pops coming up again next year, I believe. So kind of a crazy, crazy, amazing item right over there for it to have survived all these years like that. Absolutely crazy. Coming in at number 4, I believe we are. Lionel 222040 C&I Bicentennial Legacy Coltrane set, high-end set, $899 plus shipping on the Spirit of 76. There were some other trains that went for $400 to $500 as well. Again, I didn't want to bog us down with a lot of trains, so I found the highest priced train out there. But definitely worth picking up the trains if you do see them. A fair number of them go for a few $100s on up. So definitely worth picking up the trains when you see them out there. Coming in next, another crazy item at around $1,000. AMF Harley Original Paint 1976 Bicentennial Gas Tank Sportster Ironhead Chopper. I would have no idea. The gentleman did put a video in as well. Interesting. But for that there to go for $1,000, again, I was flabbergasted when I did research for this. Some things came in a lot more than I would have possibly ever expected. Coming in at number 2, I believe, Pez 1975, which they were manufacturing things in 75 knowing the Bicentennial was coming. So you'll see various things dated 75 or 76 depending upon when they were manufactured. Bicentennial Indian Chief Maiden Betsy Paul Pilgrim No Feet Mint. $1,200 for this set over here. So it's a few different Pez, but still you're talking a couple of $100 a piece on the Pez. Still unopened there with the candy for all this time. How they were able to keep them unopened, I know when I was a kid, I had my Pez opened so fast and those candies down so fast. So I don't know how possibly anybody had that self-control, but it paid off. $1,200 for that self-control. And the number 1 Bicentennial item, $1,528.98 plus $19.60 shipping. Ludwig Bicentennial Vistalite 6.5 times 14 snare drum, red, white, blue. Obviously put out for the Bicentennial. Now he mentions how great the shape is on it and everything, so that obviously goes into play as well. And of course, Ludwig is a very, very good brand, but still $1,500 for a snare drum to an outsider, I say wow. A couple of other bonuses I wanted to give you over here as well. $450 for Ford Bronco Bicentennial floor mats. Yep. Again, they've made everything out. Now, floor mats, of course, would be wear parts, you would expect. So, the fact that those are in nice shape does add something to it, but still, $450. Makes me, and this will be what I'm doing from now on, when I am out at sales, I am going to look in some areas that I haven't usually looked in, basically checking to see if there are Bicentennial things, because again, there's a lot of money out there that I had no idea about until I did this video. So $450 for some floor mats, what would that be priced at a sale? $40. If they're asking for the Sky as far as that goes, probably $20-25, and yet it went for $450. There are an awful lot of coins up for sale. This was probably the best one because the gentleman did point out the various errors. They can go for $800 on up. Some go for over $1,000. There's also mint mark ones with the D where the D is filled in completely. So a lot of different errors. Do check your Bicentennial quarters that you've saved up over the years because there are some worth some pretty good money. Not going to get deep into it, mainly because I don't understand it, but check your coins. As a bonus, we also had the Centennial in 1876, and I wanted to give you a couple of other bonus items. Mint Stephen Graff from 1876 Centennial Exhibition, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, went for $195, which is as fragile as that looks. Seems like it's really underpriced for what it is. I did not know what Stephen Graph is. It's basically silk that they made into a design. They sewed silk into a design type deal. Had no idea whatsoever. Now I've got another word. And again, that's why I said this is probably the most entertaining and educational video that I did on my side of the curtain over here, because I learned a whole bunch of stuff out of this, and it was kind of exciting and interesting for me. Another thing for the Centennial, I had no idea whatsoever. I would have just walked right by it. Another thing I'll be taking a look for, 1876, which is early for a stereo view. Statue of Liberty hand and torch, $260. I did see another one of these that sold for about $150 to $200, along with a couple of other stereo views that sold for about that price from the Centennial. So if you are out, they do have a pile of stereo views. You see anything from the Centennial, definitely do pick it up. That also will sell coming up next year. And finally, another odd item, $478.20. World's Fair Centennial Bookmark silk, which again, he probably could have used the whatever, I forgot what the word is already, Stephen Graham or whatever it is. Silk Bunker Hill Revolutionary 1876 for $478. Kind of crazy item right over there as well. So do hit the like button if you could. Remember, it's coming up a year and a half or thereabouts, about 2 years, I guess now technically. You're going to see these items all pop again, just for that. And a lot of fun. I learned a lot off of this as well. I hope you did as well. We'll see you next video.